Last time we had a small ritual meditation in the beginning. We don't do it today because it's a different topic and we start different to this topic. But I want to reflect a little bit what we had at the last time, because this is part of the whole story. And just in a few words, it's about darkness in spirituality. And we wanted to look at this topic from the view of the Agori from India and from the idea of Saturn and Satan. And because all these ideas are associated with the idea of darkness somehow. And we will look at this. What does it mean? What is darkness? And why are these ideas, these persons, whatever it is, Agori is not a person, but of course it is, it's the name of Shiva. But this is what we're looking at, and what has darkness to do in spirituality, and what can give darkness to us in spirituality, on a spiritual path. Is darkness an essential thing? So is it just like when you close your eyes, that's darkness? Okay, of course. But that's just visual. We have a audio, is it audio? What, you know what? Darkness, that's silence. We have a darkness from our touching, is when you have maybe into this tanks they build, with this water, with salt, where you can, I don't know the word, float, those floating tanks, and you have a sensual darkness, you don't feel anything. And so there are so much things, but it is really darkness. And then what does it bring us? And this darkness, of course, is a visual thing maybe, but there is a darkness place in us. And last time we talked about these agoris. And there was the idea that this darkness is an initiation. You have to face the deepest darkness inside yourself. And when you do this darkness turns and it transforms and becomes light, because when you are darkness, darkness is light somehow. That's very easy. And to come to this initiation of darkness, you have to leave, of course, your normal state of mind. And there are some techniques we had talked about last time. The Agori techniques brings you to the limit, brings you to some borders inside yourself, and that can have many phases. These are techniques, meditations, whatever, sadhanas and rituals, which confront you, which faces you with death, with disgusting things, with things of fear, with things you don't want, so that your will breaks and your ego is like out of the game, because after all there's just experience. But who is the one who is experiencing it? Who is the one who is creating all these things? Who is creating the stories inside yourself? And everything comes out of this darkness somehow. And we had the idea that initiation into the darkness, to experience the deepest darkness, to face all these fears on our way, on the path to this darkness, is an initiation. And you learn trust and love when you go to this way. You need to have trust and love, because you are lost without it. Yeah. And these are the old stories, the old myths, when people go to hell and whatever. And it's always, but there is always a higher will, a higher thing. There's always some love behind it, what guides them, And it's very important to have this trust and this love. And this is what you can learn in the darkness of Agori. In this darkness where nothing is else and where everything is destroyed, all your ideas, all your forms, everything you thought about yourself, about everything, and your ego, the central point of your informations, is like destroyed, and there is nothing more than space. And this is a very fearful moment for ego. So without ego, it's amazing. And this is kind of a darkness you can experience, and this is the idea of Agori. We had this last time, just to keep you updated. And today I want to talk about a different part of darkness, two different things of darkness. So darkness as an initiation was the last. And darkness is associated sometimes with these ideas in spirituality from the devil, whatever, oh, it's dark, when you have some devilish ideas, for some people, for our culture, it's mostly dark. There are the ideas of darkness, whatever it means. And for those who judge this, are mostly people who are not into it, of course, because they won't judge it anymore. So when you come from the outside, it looks dark. There's a figure, there's a Satan. Let's start with this idea. And this, after all, is such a dualistic idea that I wonder how people really can go for this such a long time. I mean, when you, it's about the culture, you know. What is Satan, you know? Why is it associated with darkness? Because God is associated with light. That's very easy. There is a God, and this God is light and love and whatever, and you need to be this, and you need to do this, and to reach this. And this dualistical idea, of course, creates something on the other side. There's no other way. We are in a dualistic world, and everything has to, there need to be some kind of an opposite, you know, because to keep the balance. And so there need to be kind of a devil or a Satan, whatever they call it. And darkness is, because people fear it. And God, the light, they don't fear. They want to go there. It's always, this is a very easy idea of ourself, of the way we are in ourself. And then we create, kann him first? Na, hallo. Hallo. Du kannst ja auch mit rein oder sonst da irgendwo hinten finden. Ja, gut, okay, alles klar. Okay. Yeah, and Satan was always like associated as the king or the lord of darkness, you know? Not Ozzy Osbourne. It's like, was Satan was the first one. And it was the question, why? I mean, what is the idea of this? And this is, I think, this is the creation of the human mind, after all. They create all these ideas because, of course, there need to be some dark stuff, you know, when we have light and love and God there, you know, something there, you know, there we have an opposite, something there. So they play, you know, they find a position for all this. It's there, wherever this is, you know, whatever this is kind of fantasy, you know, up and down, heaven and hell, or light and darkness. And this dualistic thing brings us, and the problem is that our whole culture, the culture of society is like infected from these ideas because we grow up with a dualistic understanding of the world. This is the truth. This is how it is, and this is very, very unhealthy in some kind of way. I mean, even if we are not Christian, or even if we don't care about religion or whatever, our culture is made out of a dualistical view of the world. God and devil, you know, good and bad, heaven and hell, light and darkness. And this is what makes us struggle, after all, because in our normal life we experience totally different things. Mostly it's not like heaven and hell, or there is this or that. Sometimes it's both at the same time, and sometimes the bad brings us more than the good, you know. So we can't understand our life, the understanding, because we are in this dualistical understanding of the world. And I think this is more satanic than everything else. But when we go beyond it, it's good that there is someone representing the darkness, because it's a part of life. This is a part of reality. We can't knock it out because it is in everyone's life. We start kind of the first thing we experience is darkness when we are in the womb of our mother somehow. And this is we experience. There is an experience, even if we don't remember. But it's an experience, and this experience is darkness. And this darkness has the heart of this darkness is light and love. Because we are in this womb, we are in this body, we are like creating life, we are growing. There is love and light in this darkness. So we don't need to fear it. But we come out in the world and it's dualistic. Oh, good and up and down and this and that, whatever, you know. And this creating things make this devil so strong, after all. When we reject one part of life, this is everything. And our culture decides what is good and what is bad. We all know this on different levels, not just spiritual. And so this is good, and the bad thing we don't need, whatever. So all these things are depressed, they got rejected into some hell. Our things, anger and fear and sadness, you know, there's no space for it. And this is about this cultural, and I'm talking about this because the Satan we will talk now, is like created, is a creation of human mind somehow, of our way to exist, to create our life, our point of view. This is creating these ideas, but we make it bigger than ourselves. This is what people do. God is there, or God is whatever, God is out and God is great, and even also Satan. They give Satan so much power. Oh, it's made of Satan. Or how fear this idea. They run away from whatever and make all things push into this. Yeah, whatever, and they don't even recognize us. And this creation, of course, makes this power so strong. But on the other side, there is an energy we call Satan. And this is a different part of the story. The first part, Satan is named in the Bible. I think it was in somewhere in the old. I think it was in Hiob or something. Whatever. Hiob. Hiob is, I don't know. Hiob. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And he's like testing the phase of like this and destroying things and whatever. But after all, doing good things. But because I experienced this in my life as well, things got destroyed in my life a lot. But they made me stronger and made me more powerful in my faith, not like Bible faith, but hard faith, made it stronger. So I know the story. So after all, where's the problem, But people fear it. And the idea of the Satan came up later, and I think the Satan we are talking about now is more the more now idea of Satan, coming from this Satanism, from, I think it's based in France or whatever. I'm not a historian, but not so old, 200 years, whatever, or 300, 400. Maybe some people more know about it, but I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about history and how it grew up. But the idea of Satan, it's about experience. So I can talk about myself, and I was into this satanic idea very much. I was very attracted to this person, because I always felt like I am not the good one. I can't be the good one. You know, most of you know this feeling. You all grew up, your parents and your society, this is good. And no, I'm not this. So I need to, I'm the bad, somehow. So you are the devil, exactly, black sheep, whatever. So, and then you are like kind of spiritual, whatever, and you look into the spiritual world and you find some gods out there, and this and that and everything nice. And then you see this devil thing. Oh my God, this is a guy, of course this is a guy. Who else? And then you go for this, and then you find the ideas. And for me, it was very important to conquer this from this very spiritual path. So I really wanted to dive into it, not just doing satanic stuff for what, but it was, for me, it was like a play, it was like a game, to do it. And it was very interesting, and because there are things happening. The energy is real, absolutely real. And the energy is bound to this. When you say we need to, our understanding about God, what is a God or a devil, whatever. All these ideas, all these deities, all these ideas are aspects, of course, of the one. So we can't say a devil is not part of God. That's stupid, because of course, every energy is part of the thing. And when I'm talking about energies, it's very neutral. There's no judging in it. Because it is, we don't need to judge anything. Every energy is an energy. It's about you, what becomes out of this energy. It can destroy, it can be healthy, you know what I mean. That's very, very easy. Everyone knows this. And all this in the spiritual world, when you create kind of a spiritual person, like a god, whatever, and name it with a name, then you have kind of from a mirror, one small part of this, one reflection of the diamond is this. And when you want to connect to this energy, you connect to this energy by this image of this God and by the name of this God and by getting into the dialogue with this God situation, into a communication. So whatever you want to do, you can use a chair, of course, you can pray to a chair, or you can use the devil, you can use Jesus, whatever, or just the Son, whatever. So this is a reflection of the divine in some form, and everything, after all, is needful, and everything brings you to some point. So I don't want to judge anything here. This is very important. But my experience with this idea is that the energy of Satan brings you to a point of very much power. When I was going for the satanic idea and starting my satanic rituals, I went for the Church of Satan, these ideas, and this brings you to a point where you recognize that you are calling your ego. The power of your ego, the power of the centralization of yourself. You are this. And the most holy day in Satanism is your birthday, because you are born. It's about you. And your ego, your power, your thing. And this makes really sense. And this is a very strong energy, and I really respect this energy. But after all, the darkness in this thing, and this is what I want to tell you now, the initiation in the satanic energy is called the initiation of the black heart. And the black heart is a feeling where you have the most power you ever felt in your life. This is like Darth Vader power. And in this situation, the way of you are connected to the world is like a ruling way. And there is an absolutely amazing, but this power, in this power there is an isolation. And this isolation is an isolation of ego. So this ego, what is strong, is built up to the biggest power at all. But this is bound to the world, to the lowest energies of yourself. There is power. There is really power, of course. But the darkness in it is this isolation, because there is no pity in it, maybe. This is as an example. When you have this black heart and you walk on the street and there is someone laying next to you on the floor suffering, you look at this and say, his own fault. I have power. I walk my way. He can die next to me. This is not my situation. This is what this energy causes. So my decision was not to go with this energy. Of course, I respect it, but to go in on a different way, because I think I want to have love. You know what I mean? I want to be in touch with things and not like building up my own power to the highest, And so, but of course, on my development in my life, it was a very good experience, and it brought me to a very good point in my life. So because what I learned in this thing was kind of, I learned to love myself. This is how it is, I come from in my childhood, I was very, very, wie sagt man, wenn man selbst minderwertig sich fühlt, wie sagt man? I felt less about myself, I felt like I'm nothing. I was kind of self-hating and not feeling, there was seeking for whatever. So for myself, it felt very good to have an energy in myself who makes me feel comfortable with myself. And I think this is what most people are when they are into this energy, because they can learn this with this energy. But for myself, it was good to leave this energy with respect and go to other things, I want to travel, I want to develop, I want to look for other things. My seeking was not ended in this thing, because I found this isolation. I found myself in a situation where I had no feeling for other people suffering. And this is not my way of living, But this was very hard to fight against this in myself. I said, hey, sorry, but hey, this is how it is. And this is the darkness, I would say, is in these ideas. When you go for these energies, they have a quality, but they also have kind of there's a commitment somehow, And so this is, watch out for what you go, and don't need to, I think it's hard to get catched by it, and this is what they say when they say this is kind of the power of illusion, you know. Some might say Satan's a lot of illusion. Yeah, because this illusion of being the master of the world is so amazing and so, it's like so, you know, attractive, you know. Yeah. It's really Darth Vader stuff. So and then I think, I mean, it's not like rejecting it. That would be a little bit arrogant. Me as a human can't reject a power like this, but I can decide to go to another connection. You know what I mean? And I think this is what I did. And it's when you find such a hard thing, and I always was like how you say, identifying myself with this idea of this devil, of course. And when I was looking into this deeper and find the roots of this, you know, where this thing comes from, of course. It's built up from different things. We all know this, you know. We all know Baphomet. We know the witches stuff, you know, the horned god. I don't need to explain all this, you know, how this picture of Satan come up, and all this fire and this tree things coming from Shiva, of course. The fire of Kali, you know. So they mixed all fear together to one person. So that's good. When you want to face your fear, it's always good to go for gods who are built up of fear. Because in their essence, there is fear. And you need to face your fear to go with it. I mean, when you are in the night and when you make some candles and call Satan, you need to have some courage. You know what I mean? In a good way. In a good way. I mean, of course, do it. Someone, you know, it depends on the person. But after all, even if the situation is a good one, 2 weeks later you will wake up and something happens, and then you will ask yourself, and then brain starts creating stories. And all these fantasies are put into these ideas, you know. So after all, Satan is, no, he is not. It was you, you know. It's after all, it's about you. It's not about Satan, you know. It's you. It's your action doing things, you know. So take your responsibility for yourself and not blame it onto other things, not to gods and not to whatever, you know. And the idea of this darkness experiencing in this is that this darkness, and this is, I think this is the dangerous form of darkness. When you experience darkness as darkness, you are good. Because you face darkness as this what it is, as darkness. But when you can't see the darkness, then it's getting dangerous. And this is what I'm talking about. When you are kind of blind, this is a darkness as well. The darkness of being blind for things how they are. I mean, there is never an objective way of being. Never. It's always like just you. It's, you know, it's never, there is never anything like, you know what I mean. So this darkness of not getting a thing is a darkness hiding behind some things and hiding behind some spiritual things. And also behind, from the psychological point of view, it's very clear. When you fear things, most people get angry. So they see the anger, not the fear. And with this anger comes power. They feel powerful. I don't fear, I am a fighter. This is the essence of fear. And this is when you don't touch yourself in this fear, because then trouble gets up. Not even trouble for others, but for yourself. I mean, no one wants to be angry all the time. That's stupid. Your life can be different. You create this. And when you meet all these gods who are like created by fear and anger, who are like the pointed finger gods, you know, there is power in it. There is power. There is rejected power in it. But you need to know how to work with this power. I mean, work is always a bad word. It's like Western civilization word. I work with it. It's stupid. You live with it. You love it. It's not working. Do you work with your partner? I work with her or him. No, you live, you know, it's like a partnership. A god, a deity is a partnership. When you go for Satan, it's a partner. So it's always a partner. And when you go for something else, you know what I mean? You need to be like, this need to be love. Without love, there's no success, I say, or nothing at all, you know, when you just, no, but you will see, the less you expect anything, the more happens. And this darkness you can reflect, and this is about the story is about to bring the light into this darkness of being blind. So to recognize inside yourself that something is wrong, that something on the point of the way you are creating your world is like, you know what I mean, in kind of a bubble. And this is kind of, I think this is very important in this spiritual things, to wake up. This is what I told you when I met this person, you know, and I don't felt anything. This was like reflecting. And I felt like, okay, this power brings me to such a power, you know, but I didn't see this, I can't see this anymore. And this is kind of a blindness. This is kind of a darkness. And this is a darkness behind the darkness. So the association of darkness, of Satanism or whatever, is one thing. But the real darkness behind it, your experience when these energies are working, this is a different darkness. You understand what I mean? This is a secret darkness. And this is hard to get because you are in this darkness. So actually you don't see that you are in this darkness. So this is a problem. So your reflection point needs to be so deep that you see, that you have double reflection inside yourself. And this is a very high level of being on a spiritual path. And then, of course, it's good, go for it. No one says no. You know, so if you still need some power for your ego, hey, go for Satan. Perfect, really perfect. But get the point to come out of it. Otherwise, things are getting strange, and you can get into strange labyrinths, I say, you know. So it's always a thing. And then, yeah. This is, I think, let's go over to the other aspect. Are there any questions for this topic right now? Just to, then I would go slide into the other thing, into the Saturnian area. And the funny thing is that some people associate Satan with Saturn, and for some people it's the same somehow. I don't know why, whatever. But I had been asked in my life somehow, so, or people mix it when they talk to me. Yeah, the Satan thing and Saturn thing. It's like it's not one thing somehow. You know, it's another thing. And I want to start this look on Saturn now from a historical way, because when I'm talking about Saturn, there are also some associations in all of you, maybe, somehow, or not. But what is this Saturn and not Satan? It sounds a little bit same, you know, when you say this. And the pronouncing maybe is important. And after all, yeah, Saturn is just a name. This is how it is. And like all names, they create an idea, they create something, there's a vibration in it. So we have the meaning of the word and we have the sound of the word, and the sound of the word is more than, and we also have the Kabbalistic view. We can check out what does it mean, the word, you know, when we count the numbers of these letters. And so we have different views we can watch of these words, and we can look at these words and these names of gods. What is it, Saturn? And it's, I mean, not so old, you know, I don't know, just a few thousand years somehow. And it's a very limited idea, I think. And what the knowledge we have about this historical Saturn is not so much. It's just some stories, some myths, you know, about he's the god of time and eating his children and killing his father, whatever. But this is coming from a root deeper into the history, long ago, very long. One of the first gods humanity prayed to was the lion-headed god, the beast-headed god, the god of time, consume everything, burning like fire. It was, and really, believe me, this God you see my oh God, it was the approaching. He approached in the meditation to me this idea of this first image of God, and it's a very, very strong and powerful image. And this lion-headed god of time, named Ion or Aeon, you can watch it. There's a figure in Rome somewhere, the god Ion, the god of time, and this is so old you can't find the roots. And this god on local situations, there was the evolution, of course, of the names of this God and what this God is about. And this evolution brought forth Vishnu and Krishna. This evolution brought Mahakala and Mahakali. And this then went, you can see it on the earth, this went down to Greek and it became Kronos. And it became Saturn. And all cultures in the world have a name for this energy, for this deity. There is, in voodoo, there is the master of the Gede, Papa Gede, yeah? Baron Samedi, says this, though it's the same, yeah? We have Kevan in the Arabic states and Shani in India. So there are, all over the world, there is a name for the idea of Saturn. And there are two ways to look at it. Astrological, that's Shani. Saturn is a name of the planet, and he has influence on us, astrological influences. This was the first idea of Saturn. And he was the last known planet in our universe. So what is behind Saturn? It's darkness. So inside the circle of Saturn, the with this early, they watched at the sky and saw Saturn as the last planet, like moving around. So this inside Saturn was the known universe. We know this. We know when they have the planets, Venus, whatever, blah, blah. And outside, out in the center is the sun. And outside Saturn, there's darkness. There's nothing. They don't know. They didn't know. So, and this was kind of when they created their ideas of the world and their ideas of themselves, because the cosmos is a reflection of ourselves. There is a Saturnian gate in ourself as well. And this Saturnian gate limits us. It limits us in time and mind. We have the Saturnian gate when we are born. This is the first gate. And when we die, the end. So these gates are kind of gates like Saturnian, because he is a keeper of the threshold. He is the one who is like connecting the world, the known with the unknown. The world where light and the world with darkness. He is the abyss. The world abyss was, there was someone to say abyss. Yeah. The abyss, this is what is, you need to leave things behind so that you can go beyond, like the black hole, the universe. When you want to go there, yeah, of course, dive into it, but you have to leave your, you know what I mean? So it's like, and this idea of the keeper of this thing, and this is kind of an energy, and this energy is associated with judgment, because when we as our human want to break our limitations and go out and look out, break the sky and look into the darkness, yeah, maybe the gods ask, hey, is it okay for you that you can look there? We need to leave something behind, or a material idea of things, and maybe we are like tested somehow, and we need to be strong, because this is a world we don't know. When we go into space, we wouldn't go out there without maybe a spaceship and some clothing or something would keep us safe. We wouldn't go just like naked. So this is what is, after all, magic is doing. It keeps us safe. It gives us a tool. It gives us clothes, and it gives us safety to go to places where we are normally not. When we are in our normal world and with our normal consciousness and our normal awareness about the material world, or we have our sixth sense, some people, or emotional, whatever. But this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it's not even an experience. It's a way of being to get this moment from the center to the whole. And when you experience this on a spiritual path, you need to go to some darkness in yourself, because you need to you leave your normal world. You know what I mean? And this is a hard thing sometimes. I mean, this is in words, it's easy. Yeah, no problem. I have courage. I am like this. I am standing at home, calling the gods. I am the hero. Yeah, come, even if I'm dying, get out of it. And then the energy takes me and bam, you know, and then, oh God, and you know, it's like, it's a ride, but yeah, there need to be courage, but what else can we do? Should we sit and wait or no, doing nothing, you know what I know? That's not my style. So, sorry, coming back to Saturn. Saturn and the darkness. We have the idea that he is, you know, in astrological way, that he is kind of the threshold to the unknown universe. And there is another idea of Saturn in our way of spiritual Saturn we have here. And this is the idea of, in Indian, they say Kal Bhairava. This is the name of Shiva. And I want to tell you this. In Indian, they have Saturn as well. And this Saturn, the astrological Saturn in Indian, is called Shani. And this Shani is doing his astrological things. You know, it's a god of this planet Saturn. But there is another aspect of Saturn, and this is called Kal Bhairav, and this is Mahakala, and this is a part of Shiva. And they say this is the Shiva, the form of Shiva on the last point of from your human position, reachable universe. So this is his area. He is this frontier. He's not standing there like, hey, the frontier itself is him. And when you want to break through in your spiritual process, in your way of get out of your limitations and experience whole of life inside yourself, you need to break this border of existing and go into the space beyond. And then, of course, maybe you get tested somehow, but this is the way you get out. And this is in India, they have really temples for this idea. They go there, this is a normal thing of behaving. And Mahakala is the creator. He is the destroyer and the creator. He is the cosmic consciousness, and he is the one we can touch, because everything beyond is beyond. I mean, this is just one way of looking at things. There is also a Kabbalistic way, of course, you know. There, and this is very interesting, Saturn is not a male god. Saturn is female. And this is very, very, very interesting. Because sometimes people say, Saturn is a dark father. That's bullshit. Saturn is a dark mother. And the problem with gods is that they are limited. All our images of God are limited. When we have an image of God, of Saturn, we say, or of whatever, we look at the picture and we, this and that and whatever. And your brain say, that's bullshit. This is just an idea, you know what I mean? To identify yourself. The energy behind it is totally different. Saturn is female. Why? When you look from a Kabbalistic thing, Saturn is in Ruach. Ruach, the Holy Ghost, is Saturn, your inspiration, the way inside yourself, like judging yourself or giving yourself direction, taking responsibility for life. And the courage to conquer the deep. And this is connected to the idea of the Holy Ghost in Christianity. Because the creator God, from Kabbalistic point of view, is dualistic, male and female. So the German word God or God is stupid. Der Gott, totally stupid. There is no der God, you know. So we have male, female, then coming to the Son, Jesus, male, and the Holy Ghost, female. So this, when we look in the Bible and find the story, this in Pfingsten, what is in Pfingsten in English? I don't know. When this, the initiation with the Holy Ghost, when after Jesus went to heaven, this is a Saturnian thing. They are infected by the Saturnian power, after all. So Saturn is, from different points of view, a gate to the highest, to realize the highest, to become absolutely, to find your true nature of existence, to this Tattvam Asi in India, so get yourself. Who are you, you know? And what is God? Who is this? You know, and after all, all religions, all spiritual paths come to the same point. But the door is different. We need different doors. We are all different. Everyone is different. It's not just one door giving. Someone likes tomatoes, someone likes meat, someone likes chicken. So this is how we are. We need different God. We need different paths. And the path of the Saturnian idea is a direct path to these areas, what people call God, and to realize God, to connect to this divine cosmic area. And to come there, we need to go to a darkness, because this area is dark from our point of view. But this is a question. This is what one guru asked. When you watch when you are on a mountain and you see the sea down far away, the sea is nearly black. The ocean. When you're on the mountain and watch, the ocean is nearly black. Then you go close and then you take the water of the ocean. It's not black. It's transparent. You can't. The water it's water. There is no black. There is no darkness. And it's like sky. When you dive into the sky, you can't find darkness. As far as you go, you can travel. Where you can find, it's like finding the beginning of the rainbow. You know what I mean? It don't exist. So where you are, there is light. And to get to this point, to the Saturnian gate, is to jump from this, to jump into darkness somehow. So this is how it is. Oh, my holy God, Saturn, we call you. Some people call you Papagide. Some people call you Shani, or Kevan, or Tsuhal. Some people call you Kronos. We call you Sanctus Saturnus. O great Demiurge, come down and realize yourself. And guide us on our way through life. Let's close our eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself in a landscape, somewhere in nature, some place you like. Could be a forest, a beach, some mountains. Wherever you like to be. Feel the surrounding of your nature. Yeah. It's a good place where you are. And you walk through this nature and you feel good. You are fine with life. You are fine with nature, yeah, you're fine with everything. Just walk around and feel comfortable in your place. And then you find a path and you follow this path. Follow the yellow brick road. And you come to a place where the world ends. It's like a frontier of nothingness. It's just darkness. And I want you to go into this darkness, run into it, or let yourself or jump into it, or just take a step. And try to get your feeling in your heart that there is nothing you should fear. And this darkness ends up everything. In this darkness there is no landscape anymore. In this darkness there is no idea anymore, nothing what is value to you in this life. So no problems. Fill this darkness with love, with trust, and with awareness. And then this darkness will give you love and trust and awareness. The Saturnian path is a path into darkness. The Saturnian path is a path where you have to leave things behind. It's not a decision, but the way you transform makes things different. And when you break the limits of your worldly self and dive into the darkness of the nameless, of the huge nothingness, of the emptiness, of the whole universe, you will find the peace and the beginning and the end. And everything is just one. Saturn is the god of time, so he creates and he destroys all. And we follow life with this knowledge. Darkness can teach us the value of light. So let's be grateful. And let's find the courage every day to step into the unknown. Because we don't know. We don't know any second. We don't know what is in 1 hour. There is darkness. Future is darkness. Let's step into this darkness with trust and with courage and with power. Om Sat Saturnus Namaha. So, kann man einer Licht machen?